This is Devious Diesel, and you're listening to the Railway Series Book Club. New rule, enjoy the podcast!
I have a story to share with you, my dear comrades.
Share with the class.
Is it about Duck in the Diesel engine?
No, it's about Flying Scotsman.
Oh, wow.
I went to a model show today with my good friends Ross and Bradley.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley!
And we had a grand old time. I found on a stool what I assume was like a cutout from like a styrofoam train set box of Flying Scotsman and free LNER teaks. It was £80, and I thought, yeah, I'll jump on that. That's a really fucking good deal. So I bought it and carried it around for about an hour before we sat down to have some food.
Mm-hmm.
And while we were sat down, I took the engine out to take a look at it, handed it to Brad momentarily, and he said, I don't know if you've looked at the other side, but I think I know why it's so cheap. So, I take it from him. The side rods on the other side are gone.
Oh.
Gone?
They're just not there. like, it has, like, the rod, but it doesn't have any of the valve gear. It's just not there.
Oh, God.
Well.
So, we end up taking it back to the stall, and the guy was very understanding, and he said, alright, I'll take a look around, and if I have another Scotsman, you can have that, and if not, then you can have a refund. So, he looks, and he doesn't find a loose one, but he does find one in, like, a full train set box. So he gives me that, and I think, okay, nice. We go back to the little cafe area where we were sitting down. We take a look. The Scotsman he gave me was a different run than the one in the initial set.
Mm-hmm.
So the color on the tender was a little bit different. And also, since he didn't swap the tender, the drawbar on the old one was on the engine, and the drawbar on the one that he gave me was meant to be on the tender.
Oh.
So neither the engine or the drawbar had a... or the tender had a drawbar. It was just
So you had
two
nothing.
pegs. So we went back to him again, and I was like, hey, I think I need the tender for that one. And he gave it to me. And he said, I hope I never see you again, which means I'll see you in 20 minutes.
And did you?
No, thankfully. That was it.
Good.
Wait.
I did also get a fourth coach for the set for an extra £5.
Nice.
So now I have a four coach teak sec, and it's looking very good.
Very nice.
I also got pantomime. Throw up a picture of pantomime.
This is Pantomime. Say hello to Pantomime, everybody.
Hello, Pantomime.
Look at pantomime. I love pantomime.
What are their pronouns?
I don't know yet.
Fuck and you.
No.
Pantomime strikes me as universally unhinged.
And they're actually a very, very nice little engine. They just have gremlin face.
They run well.
I haven't tried them yet. So I will have to try her when I next go into the shed.
Yeah, that might inform.
Inform personality.
Yeah, exactly.
You know who doesn't run well? Devious Diesel, and we're gonna find out why in Dirty Work, the third story
I'm not
of Duck
Alf.
in the Diesel engine.
Devious Diesel isn't Alf.
Devious Diesel. That's it.
Devious Diesel. That's the tweet. Send the tweet. New rule. Send your fucking tweet.
So we need to introduce ourselves. Hi, I am Jamie, the Queen of Sodor. Pronouns she, her. I've been collecting a lot of die-cast thingamabobs for a secret project, so that's been very fun.
I'm Vivian. I'm a spooky ghost. Pooh. She, her.
I'm Andrew, they, them. And I would like to say that
everyone who, like, both on Twitter and in our server, which, by the way, joined the Discord, has been very kind to provide me with the music for French Diesel, which was made by, of course, Aaron, the German engine. I still don't know who made the fucking video.
I think it's a real possibility that no one made the video and it just manifested into our reality one day.
I'm gonna have to come to terms with that, to be honest. Because I'm just not gonna get an answer.
It's fucked up.
I was also looking in our server, and Sujin Traveler, today, actually, day recording 2:16 a.m., shoutouts to you, bud, pointed out that there's workmen in the corner of the last illustration of Pop Goes the Diesel that are also laughing at him.
Oh, yeah.
Get a load of this jackass.
No, they literally are, dude. Fucking get a load of this jackass. It's great.
Literally everyone clowns on Devious Diesel. It's no wonder he decides to cancel an autistic man.
Yeah, it's no wonder he becomes the Joker.
It's the failed career to right-wing grifter pipeline, you know?
Exactly. This week, he defeats the woke mob.
Yeah. I don't necessarily know if I have a lot to say before the story. Like, it's more of a low-key story. It was hard to, like, find things to, like, say about each page, but it's a pretty good story. The most I have to say about it is to do with the TV episode, and not even the TV episode, just, like, the name. Because I think a lot about how they call this episode in the US Diesel's Devious Deed.
And then Diesel's Devilish Deed.
Yeah, for some reason, in the Thomas's Halloween Adventure DVD, and that DVD only, they renamed it yet again to Diesel's Devilish Deed. And I'm surprised they got away with that given, you know, our country's eternal satanic panic.
Yeah.
Devious Diesel loves Satanism.
Devious
I
Diesel
love
is
Satan.
Satan's strongest soldier.
Yeah, it's fucked up too because, like, that same DVD just has fucking Thomas and Gordon on it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it also has Edward, Trevor, and the Really Useful Party. Like, why are they picking all these random-ass episodes?
I don't know if it's got that one on
for
there.
the Halloween DVD.
I might be thinking of Mud Glorious Mud.
Oh wait, I might be thinking of Mud Glorious Mud.
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna look into this. By the way, there's a couple things I forgot to mention last week. And I did put it in the editor's note for the episode, but you know, might as well just properly highlight it. There's something really, really interesting to me, thematically, about how in the show, Duck's theme is a waltz while Diesel's is a tango. They're both relatively, like, slow dances that I think have their respective moments of picking up particular energies, but, like, it's a very interesting I think tell is what I'll say about it, that they are sort of the same but not quite, is how I'll put it.
Yeah, that is interesting. I had another thing about DVDs, which is a much more personal anecdote. Which is, you know, in line with similar late 2000s home media releases of this episode. I had the Greatest Stories DVD as a kid, and it confused me in a lot of ways, but I was confused as to why this episode specifically was included, because I would not necessarily qualify it as one of the greatest hits of Season 2. Like, apparently it's... I think the reason they did it was because they wanted to distribute a restored version of this episode with Ringo's US narration, which is why it has, like, a little error where it plays the Shining Time whistle at the end. But they didn't use the Ringo version of Ghost Train on the same DVD, so I don't know what the fuck's going on there.
It's... The reason this is on the greatest one is because this is the greatest part 2 of 3.
You know, fair enough. You know, I will say, though, I don't know why I was hung up over that as a kid, because over half of the fucking episodes in the Greatest Stories were from the hit model era anyway, so I already knew the DVD's title was a lie.
Yeah.
Like, if I was putting together the greatest hits of Thomas and Friends up to the point of that DVD's release, I think there would maybe be, like, 1 or 2 hit model episodes on there for the sake of fairness, and not the majority of the episodes being the most mid-slop.
I'd include Halloween.
Yeah, I get fucking Halloween and, like, Thomas and the Tuba on there. Those are alright.
Yeah, those are... I don't know about Thomas and the Tuba. Halloween,
okay, no,
sure.
No, listen,
I think we need at least a couple episodes with, like... I think we need at least a couple, like, Emily episodes on there, because she needs to be repped, I think. But, like, you know...
Listen, no, we gotta include Thomas and the Tuba, because... Partly because I just genuinely kind of like it, and partly because I permanently associate it now with Joby watching through season 8 with the kids, and saying, wow, this season has some pretty good lines. Me tagging with, if he's a tuba player, he might be playing a tuba. and them responding with, I said some!
Well, okay, you know...
For me, personally, it's... Can you take me to the party?
I don't know why, but ever since I was a kid, just the look and listen. If he's a tuba player, he might be playing the tuba. Has been stuck in my fucking head.
It's a pretty good lie.
Okay, let's see what we got on this. This is the Greatest Stories DVD, by the way. So Thomas and Gordon, Edward and Gordon, Dirty Work, Ghost Train, Thomas Bursting the Dragon, Trust Thomas, Henry and the Elephant, Cranky Bugs, Snow Engine, Thomas Saves the Day, Edward the Great, James Gets a New Coat, Thomas to the Rescue, Thomas and the Birthday Picnic. Which fucking one was that?
One of them.
It's
from
season 9, and it's the first one. It's from season 9, and it's the first one Sharon Miller wrote.
It is the Dowager Hat one.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the wiki gallery for this one. There's something about, like, the image of Topham looking directly at the camera position below the freshly plowed muddy field that's really fucking getting me right now. I don't know what it is.
The freshly plowed muddy field.
Can we get some freshly plowed muddy field emotes in chat, please?
Oh god, how would I even
I'll fucking make it one now.
Okay. Yeah, when that emote suddenly pops up before the episode comes out, you'll know why now.
Well, no. We'll time it. We'll time it with the episode.
Oh, okay. True.
We will not remember to do that.
Maybe.
Andrew might.
I might. I'm gonna make a point to, but that doesn't mean I actually will. Do not tag us and say, add the emote, by the way. Because in which case we will fucking, like, I don't know, throw something at you. Like a brick.
If you pressure us into adding it, we'll never add it, ever.
Yeah.
If it's not here by the time that you get to this point of the episode, we're never adding it.
Yes. Right, Rex. Also, just real quick, back to Duck and the Diesel engine related things.
Yes.
I'm frankly amazed and a little disappointed, if I'm honest, in the fact that last week none of us mentioned the absolutely iconic First Day at Gay Railway image.
Oh my god, you're fucking right! We're failures!
But, Dave, this is why, we endeavor to make things right. Right? Right.
So we'll post it here. We can do a comic dub, too, if we want.
Get it on screen, yeah.
It's my first day at Gay Railway. I hope they don't realize I'm straight.
They now want each other dead.
When Duck returned and heard the truck singing, he was horrified. "Shut up," he ordered, and bumped them hard. "I'm sorry our trucks were rude to you, Diesel," he said. Diesel was still furious. "It's your fault. You made them laugh at me," he complained. "Nonsense," said Henry. "Duck would never do that. We engines have our differences, but we never talk about them to the trucks. That would be disgraceful, said Gordon. Disgusting, put in James. Despicable, finished Henry. It would be Henry cringe to do that.
We do not post cringe to trucks.
That should be Henry fucked up.
So like Vivian mentioned last time, as soon as Duck hears the trucks rubbing Diesel's nose in it, he tells them to shut up and apologizes to Diesel. And I think that is probably more than Diesel deserves at this point, but I'm glad Duck, I'm glad Duck feels the need, I guess. Like, that tracks for him.
Yeah, because, like, his whole thing is like, hey, you're being a jackass, I'm gonna bring you down a bit, but also, like, I don't want to permanently muddy you here for the rest of your life.
Yeah, like, okay, he's had his debut Sudrian Karma incident. Okay, let's move on, guys, come on.
He's had his debut 2.0.
Devious Diesel is a VTuber.
I don't know what debut 2.0 is.
So, when, generally, at least with, at least this is the case with, like, VTubers that are, like, bigger companies, like your Hololives and your Niji-Sanjis and all that. They're waves of tubers, right? Generally,
they might be playing the tubers.
They're, they might be playing the tuba. Yeah, they've got sort of a program going where, each, like, member has to, like, run through all their, like, debut slides and stuff in a set amount of time. And that generally, it's a bit congested because, they only get, like, half an hour and then they have to run on to the next one. So the debut 2.0 is generally what they'll do the next day and go through each of their slides in more detail.
Okay, interesting.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Also, on this page, we have a big moment here because we have the debut of the iconic chunk of dialogue that is the disgraceful, disgusting, despicable bit. A truly wonderful piece of Thomas dialogue that has absolutely ruined the communication ability of multiple autistic adults who are terminally online.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I don't hold it against them. I was one of those autistic adults. I mean, I am an autistic adult, who is also terminally online. So
Not me, yes. I got better.
Oh.
Me neither, I'm built different. So, I may be an autistic adult who is terminally online, but not like that. I'm built different. I will say, though, that one time in 5th grade, the boys lost a tug of war at the fucking activities day, or whatever the hell it was called. And I was very upset about this, and I declared that it was disgraceful, disgusting, and despicable before retiring back into the school building. Nobody heard me. And it's for the best.
I feel like if they did, they would have punched you in the face.
Well, I don't think they'd have punched them in the face. I think they would have just, like, stared bewilderedly for a while.
Yes.
And that would be worse.
Yeah. So really, better nothing than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be lying if I said I had never said that, or, like, wanted to regurgitate it wholesale into one of my own Thomas stories.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just funny. It's a funny bit of dialogue, and it's funny the ramifications it's had.
That is probably the only time I've ever regurgitated it wholesale, to be honest. Like, in my entire life, I've never done it since. There's probably times where I've done it since, actually, but, like, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
It's okay.
I'll forgive you.
It's the only one that the only time that matters.
It's the only one that matters
because
it makes a good anecdote.
Yeah. Because I'm still fucking embarrassed about it.
Also, I didn't notice until this read through, and it might just be the quality of the scans that I am staring at for the, the narration, but the trucks the way it's shaded, it looks like some of the trucks in this illustration have the like gray style face that you'd see on TV.
Yeah, no, they do.
Looks a
And
bit
I think
like
that's
it.
interesting that it has like a basis in the Railway series, kind of.
Not really.
Not really, but like it looks close enough where like I could see this having been the origin point for it.
I
Well,
suppose.
considering that this episode was adapted in season 2.
Yeah. Season 2 is when they made all those 3D faces for the trucks.
But then I don't know. It's like their faces are still following the same logic as other trucks. It's just that these ones happen to be on gray trucks. I don't.
But it's also a different shade of gray.
Yeah, like that's what made me think that. Like if it was all the same shade across the entire truck, I wouldn't have like brought it up.
Well, yeah, but that's because the metalwork's a different shade of gray, and you only see the light hitting that on that side of the truck. So obviously, the other sides of the truck are going to be different shades because lighting.
Well, but like the metal brackets on the corners are a different shade than like where the face is.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about a second ago.
But it's not like. But because it's there are two different colors on the side that has the face.
Yes, and there's another truck that is like that on the next page.
Yeah, but like it. I don't know. Whatever.
Let us feel whimsy.
No. I hate whimsy. And I hate you. Fuck you. Fuck your whimsy. Fuck this table. Fuck this chair. Fuck this room. Fuck this.
Anybody who says let people have fun is a toxic optimist, and they
Is a
should
toxic
be
optimist.
destroyed.
And I want to fucking
miners!
flay them alive!
Fuck you.
With the power of
this.
the gods!
Fuck,
My fury will echo
Fuck
through these
this.
corridors
And
like the hammer of Thor!
fuck Tennis.
Thank you. Oh my god, I was trying to build up to that, but I couldn't remember the words. Fuck.
Fuck you. Fuck
Fuck this.
And
fuck
Tennis!
tennis!
Have you
Fuck!
guys seen Transformers 1 yet?
No, I haven't. I don't really go to Transformers.
It's one of the greatest animated movies of all time.
I just
wanted to
Bumblebee
throw that
say
out there.
fuck Tennis.
I just wanted to throw it out there because I fucking said rah miners, and that I just realized that doesn't make any fucking sense if you haven't seen that movie.
I thought you were just being really mad at children.
I mean,
Yeah, I thought you were just really pissed at the concept of children.
no, not today at least.
That'll be for next week.
Yeah.
Not on the schedule for this week, but you know, it's there's a on the left above the truck with the planks in it. There's a van that just does not really seem to be on any track.
Could be at some buffers.
Could be. I'll concede to that.
Maybe they just took the body off of the chassis and are using it as like a tool shed.
Yeah, they've got it on like a lorry or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a container.
Yeah.
You ever think about all the, you know, it's weird to think about containers in a Thomas logistical sense.
Yeah,
because-
I gotta wonder how that would work, because I feel like the face should be on the wagon part and not the
Yeah.
container part, because the container part can be fucking anything.
Yeah,
But also, how do you put a face on a flatbed?
you don't.
Yeah.
There's this one time I was talking with Derek some years back, and I remember he posited the idea to me that giving flatbeds faces like a fish. Where
So eyes on the
one,
side?
Yeah, eyes on the side and mouth in the middle.
I wonder if maybe the way to do it would be like no mouth, but the buffers have eyes.
That would be horrifying.
That'd be fucking
It
painful,
would be
dude.
terrible, objectively, because that means as they're being pushed around the yard, they're just getting constantly fucking punched in the eyes. But like,
they look like Omni-Man.
oh god.
And it's the
Yeah.
it's fucking Thomas Saves the Day, whatever the fuck, and it's the Edward's like runaway flatbeds that nearly fucking crashed into the station. It's like,
Look what you made me do!
Oh boy.
fuck, I love
Invincible's good.
Invincible. Yeah.
It's
Fuck!
good. Diesel hated Duck. He wanted him to be sent away. So he made a plan. The next day, he spoke to the trucks. "I see you like jokes," he said in his oily voice. "You made a good joke about me yesterday. I laughed and laughed. Duck told me one about Gordon. I'll whisper it. Don't tell Gordon I told you." And he sniggered away. Guffawed the trucks. "Gordon will be cross with Duck when he knows. Let's tell him and pay Duck out for bumping us."
Jamie, can I just say, I really respect you going with the Diesel voice, but also every time you start doing it on a new page, I lose my shit.
Yeah. It's just long enough to forget this horrible, horrible bit I'm doing to my throat.
Who's reading Thomas and the Evil Diesel?
Fuck, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out when we get there. Anyway, me when I purposefully spread misinformation in the yard.
Real
Yeah.
and true.
I love all the faces in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like a lot of good faces.
It's I think my favorite, honestly, has always been the drop side on the bottom left. Like that
He's
was
a
just always
tiny
very,
man.
Yeah, he's very short and funny.
Hammond, you tiny man.
Where is the Lambo Chevy? Hello, you tiny
Wanna
man.
crash it in James's car, mate. Hammond, you sodding tic-tac, this was my Lamborghini.
So, something interesting about the trucks in this story, just this story for some reason, is that a lot of them have markings for locations that they're to be taken to or returned to, which was actually very common practice IRL.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's interesting. I like it.
So, like for example, I can't tell what the brown one on the previous page was, but the grey coal truck closest to the viewer, that one's bound for London, and there's one in this picture that's bound for Leeds. And I should hope that whilst going there, that this truck goes to the Royal Armouries for the most Sigma day out in Leeds.
You are God's mistake.
No cap.
If there's a reference there, I don't get it.
Oh, Jamie, let me educate you.
Oh God. Can I
Tell
talk
us a
about
story,
Can I talk
old
about the
bear.
things I have to say about this page first?
Yes.
Okay.
You-
So I think this page, that's just like the fundamental thing about Diesel, at least from like this continuity's perspective, because the TV series like diverges and in weird ways, and all engines go just like is not compatible with it whatsoever. Any other character, including arrogant ones like the Big Engine Trio, would learn their lesson and lay off after they get hit with their daily dose of karma. Diesel gets owned exactly once and immediately decides to start a disinformation campaign to destroy an autistic individual's entire life and support group. That to me feels like his point of no return, or at the very least the point at which there needs to be very serious justifications made for why anybody would humor his return to the railway. Or, he can just be the last engine available, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what I was...
See, my mentality with that is always just that Diesel is so shit, even on the mainland, that they don't want him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, every chance that they get, they try to send him somewhere else.
That would make sense.
It's
I
a
guess.
That's why.
in my mind...
That's why the Bluebell kicked him off.
In my mind, it's a similar thing with Spam Can. like why he keeps coming back. Well, I mean, obviously this, mostly fan works
in like fanon.
Yeah, in fanon. That they're also sick to fucking death of him. And, as, like, management sort of changes hands in BR, newer people will, like, look at records and go, like, oh, this one's frequently gone to Sodor. Yeah, let's take it. Let's send it there. It'll be familiar with the area. And then, meanwhile, in practice, it's like, oh my god, these cunts again. And the Fat Controller's engines are like, oh my god, this cunt again.
You bring up Spam Can, and I can't help but think, like, reading the story and actually, like, writing it down, writing what happens down for the sake of notes.
Yeah.
Has kind of made me realize that, like, the other, like, episodic diesels that we see in the Railway series, or at the very least the ones that come to Sodor, and not, like, the off-screen murdery ones.
Yeah.
Like, we have the two, like, Bowler and Spam Can. Those are the two. And, like, nothing they do is ever as bad as this.
Yeah.
They just get owned once and decide to leave. Or are, sent away, in Spam Can's case.
Yeah.
But, like, they haven't, like, done anything, like, incredibly heinous like Diesel has. So, like, it's not that much of a stretch to imagine them coming back, or maybe, coming around and being a better engine and a member of the actual railway.
Yeah.
At least in the case of Class 40, I don't know if Spam Can could ever really do that.
I think Spam Cam could do that in the way that eventually he would be stuck there and it would be really funny.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
I agree
true.
with this completely.
Like, on the scale of forgivability, Class 40, like, he was an asshole about it, but, like, not that much more of an asshole than, like, Gordon would be. And so
he didn't do anything.
Theoretically, if he educates himself and stops being racist, he could pretty much perfectly fine integrate into Sodor. That's how words work.
Yes.
199 would be a little bit more difficult, I think, but could also be done if he just, has a lot of therapy. Then again, I also do kind of like him as, like, their other railway liaison. So, like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd actually want him to be a permanent resident of Sodor.
Yeah, I don't want him to be one.
Diesel, though, like, unless you actually deal with the ramifications, I feel like, maybe Christopher Audrey should write a story about how you could justify this exact scenario someday. Who knows?
Listen, I'm gonna explain the differences between Diesel, Class 40, and Spam Can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
Diesel is a war criminal. Spam Cam is a sopping wet cat, and Class 40 is Steve from accounting. Like, yeah, Steve's an asshole, but it's also like...
Yeah, my name's Steve.
If Steve might, like, go on Facebook and reblog some, like, fucked up things about trans people. But if he met a trans woman in real life, he'd probably, have a nice conversation and be like, you know what, they're not that bad. I should stop believing what people say on the internet about them,
Yes.
Diesel would be the one making the transphobic Facebook posts.
Yes.
And Spam Can's been banned from Facebook.
Yeah.
For a really, really, like, stupid, minute reason.
He was an asshole on Marketplace, like, one time 6 years ago.
No. No, he tried to change his password, and they thought that he was a bot, so they just fucking IP banned him.
I take it that my Steve from accounting allegory works well.
It does work quite well.
Like, Spam Cam is... He's so shit.
Yeah.
That, like... that's kind of the fun of him.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is exactly the fun of him, and that is something which is very well understood in fanon by Dan and Mike.
Yes, I'm very, very happy that Spam Can has settled into the role he is and, like, the fanon consciousness, because he's so much fun there.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. The one thing that was it was Spam Cam and Duck and Fergus were there.
Yeah. Flashbang.
Yeah.
That was the one Dan wrote.
Yeah.
Every time I come here, something goes wrong. Yes.
That's our
our problem.
I think, like, one of my favorite lines from that scene actually is, like, it's there is something wrong with your railway, Spam Can declared. And it's purely because I think that saying that a character declared something is one of the funniest things you could do in a Thomas story.
Yeah.
It's he's saying it and he does not expect any form of rebuttal.
Yeah.
And I love both scenes in that story of first he talks to the twins who are like just ready to take the piss, and then Duck and Fergus who are just not having a single like modicum of his bullshit.
Yeah.
He goes to the next pair of fuckers who will listen, and it's Duck and Fergus.
Oh yes, this stupid little fucking African Porter. Ah.
Two of the like prime examples of stick up ass behavior on the Fat Controller's Railway. It's nuts. It's nuts.
Diesel went to all the sidings, and in each he told different stories. He said Duck had told them to him. This was untrue, but the trucks didn't know. They laughed rudely at the engines as they went by, and soon Gordon, Henry, and James found out why. "Disgraceful," said Gordon. "Disgusting," said James. "Despicable," said Henry. "We cannot allow it." They consulted together. "Yes," they said. "He did it to us. We'll do it to him, and see how he likes it." Thomas the Tank Engine music stops. That's where it's
Gordon
from. It's from this.
Gordon looks
never
so
seen that
mad.
He's very angry. All of them are very angry.
Yeah, they're all fucking furious. Can you blame them?
Yeah. Duck's telling tales to the trucks, allegedly.
Yo, that's your station pilot? What y'all been fucking with? They got him. They fucking got him. They fucking got that guy. The one you been fucking with?
Also very
boy.
cool that they're still bitter over Duck takes charge.
Exactly what I was gonna bring up. I brought this up last week as well, and sort of hinted towards it that there is definitely still some lingering anger over it, and I think it's very very it's very juicy stuff.
Yeah. Because
be called
God
back to
forbid a
here.
tank engine ever have their way in their presence,
Exactly. God forbid.
Big engine trio, should women exist?
Fuck, now I'm doing 2 edits at once,
You know what? It's something I just realized looking at this. I wonder how much of like the posing from this was pulled from the illustration of Henry on the turntable in... No, I know he wasn't in the turntable in that story, was he?
Yeah. He was near the turntable,
Percy.
he wasn't on it.
Yeah, okay. Never mind.
But it does show actually how clearly Henry is drawn from P.R. Wickham's model, though.
Yeah.
Like you can see with the pipe alongside his boiler and the other little bit leading into it and such and such.
I really love how Kenny draws Henry.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's really, really satisfying to look at. And I do love how the Edwards draw him, too. But there's something that Kenny Henry hits that I don't think theirs comes quite close to.
Yeah,
But it's still great.
The Edwards
So I don't mind.
have... The Edwards illustrate the book that has my favorite illustrations, which is Stepney the Bluebell Engine.
Yeah.
But, on the whole, I feel like I prefer how Kenny illustrates the characters.
Yeah, like, I feel the same way, more or less. Like, the Edwards aren't bad by any stretch. But Kenny has my favorite, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's because Kenny captures the look of the characters very, very succinctly, and everything's very clear and defined. While with the Edward stuff, it's a bit looser, and that's kind of what I prefer about it. Both illustrators worked with watercolors, but with the Edward stuff, it's a lot more sort of freeform and like just getting the general ideas of bits down. It's a little bit more abstracted, I'd say. While Kenny's are very consistently solid.
Like, I love the Edwards art. Like, every illustration in Stepney the Bluebell Engine is perfect.
Yes.
All of them.
Absolutely.
They're all great. And I love, one of my favorite illustrations of the entire series is Percy in Ghost Train.
Yep. It's him running along the harbor line?
Yeah.
Yep. Me too. Let's fucking go.
But
yeah.
These are the characters, because they're like a perfect mix of more realistic portions and the more toyetic design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good.
Which, again, comes from P.R. Wickham's models, which he based off of Dalby's illustrations. So, mistakes into miracles, I'd say.
Yeah?
They turned Grunk into something wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes. From the Grunk...
Everybody say thank you, Grunk.
Thank you, Grunk.
Thank you, Grunk. Thank you, Grunk. Thank you, Grunk. Yeah, thank you, Grunk.
Do we have anything else to say about this page?
I don't believe so.
What have I got? What have I got on this one? I've got H, J. Oh! No, something I didn't mention on the previous page is that Diesel hasn't even been here for a full day by this point.
Really?
Yeah. Because, like, this...
Oh, wait, yeah, because at the beginning of this story, it says that Duck came back from doing the little thing he was doing with his trucks.
Yeah. Duck came back from taking the train that Diesel arranged for him, and pop goes the Diesel. So this is, like, literally Diesel's first fucking day.
What the fuck?
And
you know what? I didn't realize this. It's the fucking TV series brain. I think.
Yeah.
Because it's 2 episodes, it made me think, oh, this is the next day, and it's like,
nope.
Oh my god.
Nope. Nuh-uh. It takes mere hours for him to become the Joker.
Oh my god.
What is wrong with him?
What is his problem?
Another note I have written for page 2, by the way, is, ooh, you want to send him away so bad, ooh, gay boy.
True.
It's amazing that, like, he gets mildly inconvenienced once, and, like, his first goal is to exact revenge upon whoever dare get in his way, which was, whoever.
This is like if this is, you know what Diesel is. He's like if Chef Gusteau tried to assassinate Ego.
Huh.
Duck was tired out. The trucks had been cheeky and troublesome. He had had hard work to make them behave. He wanted to rest in the shed. Whoosh! Keep out! The 3 big engines barred his way, and Diesel lurked behind. Stop fooling, said Duck. I'm tired. So are we, hissed the engines. We are tired of you. We like Diesel. We don't like you. You tell tales about us to the trucks. I don't. You do. I don't. You do. You spend all your time watching Thomas.
And taking mail cars that aren't yours. I'm gonna
love a
need
good
you,
callback.
Jamie, in the edit. I'm gonna need you to put the Lois
The
and
Family
Chris
Guy.
clip over that.
Yeah, post it in here and I'll download it.
Yep, I got you. Say less.
I love Diesel in the corner.
Yeah,
Shithead.
Diesel in the corner is so fucking good. He's all chin.
I actually, on the topic of Diesel, actually, and Rosie, because we talked about Rosie
I
earlier.
think I look like a good chance.
At the model show, you know, we took a look at all the layouts, and on one of them, there was just an 08 that was just slowly going along into a siding, hit the buffers, and just didn't stop.
Bro, that's Diesel. You found
That's
me.
Diesel.
And then-
That's...
There was one of I don't think it's meant to be Southampton, but it was like a dockyard that had some S100 tanks. And one of them, the first one we saw, it was an S100 with like 4 or 5 wagons behind, just very slowly pushing them against a set of buffers.
This is what you get. You better fucking behave.
Yeah, cool.
Oh god, she's trying to spiteful the lot of them.
I'm gonna say very quickly on the topic of Rosie. Rosie is if Mabel Pines was a train. I'm not going to elaborate.
Okay. All right. You don't see it, but I'm nodding. Yeah. I see the vision.
I love the scowl the 3 of them have.
Yeah.
James's one is especially funny because his eyes are so tiny.
Yeah, I like James the most because I think he's trying to look tough. Like, in his
No, he
mind,
absolutely is.
like, you know, he's trying his best to be, like, you know, big and bold and stern. Whereas, like, Gordon and Henry aren't really trying, they're just, like, you know, disapproving. Whereas James is putting active effort into it.
Gordon and
I
Henry
love-
are lions. James is your neighbor's cat.
Yeah.
Your neighbor's weird fucking skrunkly little cat.
Yep.
I love the proportions here of James being only as long as Henry's actual body and not the
Yeah,
tender.
that's really
Yeah.
good.
Love that.
Short king.
Also, I'm not over Diesel's face being so high up.
Yeah, it's so good because, like, you know, Kenny had to fit it in somehow, you know. So
Yeah.
it makes sense for it to be there. But it is also
It's
fucking
really
hilarious.
funny, though.
Yeah. I like that this is where Audrey's prose starts to get really snippy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he writes some really petty dialogue here, and I think it's fantastic.
I've always been a very big fan of the phrasing of "stop fooling."
Yeah.
Stop fooling.
Like,
I'm
Duck just thinks
tired.
they're fucking with him. Like, I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about, but I'm too tired for your bullshit right now, so please let me in.
And then they're like, yeah, well, we're tired of you, okay?
Yeah!
Duck the Great Western Engine is ejected from the Titmoth Polycule.
Yep.
Boo!
Kicking him out of the
Boo!
polycule.
We hate your pussy!
Duck goes to Edward's station, and Edward's like, don't worry, I know a way we can show them. That we can prove in court that you have tight gorilla grip pussy.
I don't think that's what's meant to be proven there, Edward. No, it's okay, I got you, listen,
It's fine.
Just trust.
trust the process, there's a reason I'm everyone's favourite pussy attorney. Especially for gay men.
I'm going to go talk to Copperknob. Oh, Copperknob.
Tell him about your knob. Fuck, okay. That's enough of that.
Oh boy.
I tried doing a little recreation of this alongside, this illustration, rather, alongside Duck Takes Charge. little while back. Some of you, those familiar with my work, might remember me sharing it to Twitter. That I tried to keep the same framing, as well as Diesel. Diesel being in the back, but no, it's a lot harder to actually accomplish what Kenny's illustration does in a 3D space.
Yeah. I think you did a very good job at it, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I like this.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it's
very
both a good
clever.
thing and a bad thing, I would say.
The fat controller came to stop the noise. Jack called me a galloping sausage, spluttered Gordon. Rusty red scrap iron, hissed James. I'm old square wheels, fumed Henry. Well, Jock? Duck considered. I only wish, sir, he said gravely, that I'd thought of those names myself. If the dome fits... The fat controller coughed. He made the trucks laugh at us, accused the engines. The fat controller recovered. Did you, Jock? Certainly not, sir. No steam engine would be as mean as that.
That's...
Duck, why did you say it like that?
That shit is
Yeah,
pointed! That shit is pointed!
It's pointed. I feel like it's, I feel like the implications of the dialogue, are like, I think the conversation for, like, poorly chosen wording in the Railway series with regards to Steam versus Diesel is a conversation we should have another time. But, how else would he have really gotten the point across that he wanted to make,
Diesel...
He doesn't just want to say outright that it's probably Diesel.
I feel like if I were to redo this, if I was in charge of doing a new adaptation of this story,
Duck
my...
Yeah, because he's not stupid.
Like, if I was in charge of doing a new adaptation of this, my angle would be Diesel. Obviously Diesel's on trial here, so Duck would say, "Oh, no Sodor engine or no Fat Controller's engine."
No Sodor engine, I think, would be the best way to say that.
Yeah.
It's less racializing.
Like no member of the family would do that.
Yeah.
Diesel is not part of the family.
No member of the family would do that.
I love how Charles is clearly, like, trying not to lose his shit at the nicknames.
Yeah, because he finds that shit funny.
Yeah, it is funny. Like, this is kind of farcical. Like, like, the episode, and I'd argue the story itself towards the end, kind of tries to, like, play it straight, but, like, it's so fucking farcical.
It's funny as fuck.
That's,
like, especially, like... Sorry.
No, see, that's what I love about Charles, is that he finds the engine's bullshit fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But he has to try so hard not to show it.
Yeah, like, that's the best part of fucking Missing Coach.
Yeah.
Is him trying not to lose his shit.
Yeah, like, he can't let his trains know that he thinks they did something really funny, because that's bad for discipline.
Exactly. Bad for discipline. Taps his nose.
Douglas thought he was crying. He wasn't.
Douglas! Hey!
My main man!
How's it going?
How's it going?
My guy!
But no, it's just the way the engines are like very... I mean, the text even fucking says it accusatorily. Like, he made trucks laugh at us!
They're
like,
very...
they are indignant children. They are such indignant
really
children.
Are. They're just big metal horse children. It's so funny.
Yeah. Also, Duck throwing shade at Gordon specifically as well. Like talking of things Duck says being pointed. Fucking if the dome fits. It took me so long to get that one as a kid, to be honest, watching the episode. Same with He Did To Us, We'll Do It To Him. It's a great shame, to be honest, that when I was younger I didn't actually understand the nuances behind what actually makes this effective and good.
I didn't understand that I understood if the dome fits might have been a point, pointing towards the whole dome thing from the beginning of the book. But
Yes,
I didn't know that it was supposed to be a riff on if the crown fits, because I'd never heard that phrase before. So
Well-
I just, I caught
yeah.
I caught that it was a thing to do with domes, but I didn't catch that it's, a
Well, it's
a trainified metaphor. Same with in the first story. Like, I'd never heard the phrase all shipshape in Bristol fashion, so I just thought that all shipshape in Swindon fashion was a thing.
Oh my god, yeah, that is what that's playing on.
Yeah.
Still Western territory.
Listen. You don't want to be like Bristol.
I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever been to Bristol, so I wouldn't know.
Things are not ship-shaped there.
Oh no.
You'd be better off going to the Royal Armouries in Leeds.
For a Sigma day out.
No cap. His codpiece hits different. Slay. I always read it more as a riff on if the shoe fits than if the crown fits, but crown is.
Oh yeah, if the
It's
shoe
a bit more
fits
fitting.
is also a phrase, isn't it?
I think if the crown fits, it's a bit more fitting. Also, historical context, Andy. It's definitely well known and said to death by now, but Galloping Sausage was actually the nickname for an experimental engine that the LNER ran for a little bit. That was also designed by Sir Nigel Gresley. It was also called Hush Hush because it was something that they meant to keep hush hush.
Yeah. Also, you might recognize it as that thing Hornby made a few years ago, Ready to Run, that had a shitload of QC issues.
Yes.
I mean, that you could say that about any Hornby thing nowadays, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Where are the J36s, Hornby?
Yeah.
Where's my goddamn electric car, Bruce?
And of course, we'd be remiss to say that, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, you might not have heard about it, because, not everybody binges the wiki, apparently. There are 3 annual stories in the Thomas Annuals that Christopher Audrey wrote, wherein we see the backstory of how Diesel came up with all of these nicknames for the engines. Now that you've brought up, yeah, maybe this is why I thought of it this way.
Yeah.
When you brought up that this is all, like, taking place on a single day, I don't know how you square that continuity-wise with that story. With those 3 stories. Because, does all of that happen in the space of... Like, does all of that happen in the few hours between then and now?
You don't square it with the Railway Series story. You square it with the TV episode. Because by that point, the annuals were written for the TV show.
Were they? I always considered them part of, like, Railway Series adjacent universe, if only because, like...
It's the
were being
Railway
written
Series
by
TV
Chris.
series, don't worry about it, adjacent universe.
So my thing with it was I always thought it was like the engines didn't pick up on where the jokes were coming from until like a few days later.
I mean, yeah, like, multiple days pass between this story and the next.
Yeah.
So there's time for it there. But, like, those 3 stories where Diesel comes up with the nicknames can't have happened before this story.
Well, what I mean by that is, like, so, the trucks are laughing at them and calling them names, right?
Right.
And they say, the engines found out that the truck got the names from Duck. So the way you can explain it is just saying they didn't realize, they didn't hear that they were from Duck for like a day or 2. And in that time, Henry ate shit.
Yeah. Like, it...
Oh, okay, so, like, but... Wait... But all this is happening, like, on the same day, right?
Well,
you could
the
argue that it doesn't. the first like couple pages of the story, right? Oh wait, yeah, no, it literally says next day he spoke to the trucks.
Oh my god, that's right. Okay. We may be stupid.
Yes. This is why we check a couple pages back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the timeline of events here is Diesel arrives, makes an ass of himself.
The trucks sing the song.
The truck sing the song.
Duck
comes back. Diesel does the first little thing with Gordon. Like either that day or the next day.
It's the next day.
Yeah, the next day.
So
And
like
then
I guess the entire rest of the first day is spent gathering information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe
Diesel's fucking keeping notes like that fucker from Recess.
Yeah.
It could also be alternatively, here's a pitch. Okay. First, like day after Diesel's incident, he makes the joke about Gordon, right? Then he gets info on James the day after that, and then they're all on James that day. Then at the end of that day, Henry fucks his wheels, so the next day the trucks are all on Henry.
And then the day after, they're like, hey, wait a second.
Yeah, the day after they figure out, oh, it's Duck.
Yeah.
So it's like 3 or 4 days. I think is the way that you kind of reconcile it.
Yeah, that would definitely be how you reconcile it with those stories too, if each of them happens on a different day. I think, whenever we get Patreon episodes happening, or, just Patreon in general, those 3 stories should probably be our top priority. And Thomas and Trevor also. Like, those 4 are probably our top priority, because, like, those are, Thing? Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Diesel, you heard what Chuck said? I can't understand it, sir. To think that Duck of all engines. I'm dreadfully grieved, sir, but know nothing. She. Diesel squirmed and hoped he didn't. I am sorry, Chuck, the Fat Controller went on, but you must go to Edward's station for a while. I know he will be glad to see you. Beg pardon, sir, do you mean now? Yes, please. As you wish, sir. Duck trundled sadly away, while Diesel smirked with triumph in the darkness. Damn, this is so sad.
I love, it's a...
Defeat the woke mob!
Yeah!
It's another one of Joby's Diesel posts, but I love that in their post about this incident, they have it just that Diesel assumes that Duck's already dead.
Yeah!
Diesel doesn't know who the fuck Edward is, so he assumes Edward's station is just the staging track until the next death train.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he isn't familiar with shit around here.
I just got away with killing that guy. Let's fucking go! I like the way that this is written. Because, when you're a kid hearing this story for the first time, you'd be really sad and upset because, no, the Fat Controller's sending Duck away! Diesel won! No! But then when you, actually read the next story, and then come back with a bit more understanding, you can see that Charles here is essentially just doing what Duck did in the last story, and giving Diesel enough cable with which to throttle himself.
Yeah.
And that probably would require taking Duck off the table for a little while.
Yeah. That's what, and in fact, that I was gonna ask if now would be the time to bring that up about the having enough cable with which to choke himself thing, because that's what Chris wrote about it in Reading Between the Lines.
Yeah, I think that's very good phrasing.
Yeah, it's excellent phrasing, and I think I see. Diesel squirmed and hoped he didn't is my favorite Audrey one-liner ever.
Yeah, it's real good.
He has such a way with words.
He really does. This is this story is some of his best writing. It's some of his best dialogue. It's some it flows in the best possible way. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I love Diesel's face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rushton,
He's proper shit eating.
Rushton does a little devious chuckle at the end of his narration after the last line. He goes,
It's good.
And he performs Diesel's line so fucking good as well. He's like, I'm dreadfully grieved, sir, but no, nothing.
No thoughts, head empty.
But no,
Oh,
nothing.
God.
Like,
Willie Rushton
so
Diesel is such a fucking slimy bastard.
yeah, it's so perfect.
It really
it's so
is.
fucking perfect. Like, it's why I think that, like, that sliminess, and I think Bruce Alexander, I didn't re-listen to his narration, unfortunately, in time for this. That's on me. I was watching, what was I even doing? Oh yeah, I was in trains, and I was, like, watching, I was watching Liz karaoke. So yeah, I only had time to listen to Rushton. However, Bruce Alexander does get that sliminess across with Diesel really nicely in his narrations. At least from what I remember when I last listened to the audiobook. And of course, I believe Angelus does his usual Diesel voice.
It's me.
Devious Diesel.
Hello.
No rule.
No rule.
Kill
No
yourself now.
Devious Diesel, gay sex. I love toxic yaoi. This is like, if the, like, okay, I'm just saying, if these were people, the perfect setup to a hate fuck scenario. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Okay. What do we want to move into rankings? 'Cause I don't have much else to say about this page other than, you know, the things that we already said, and also that it's a cool illustration.
Yeah, I'm good to move on.
Okay. Well, I think it's a good story.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a lot of action in it. It's mostly just kind of the necessary connective tissue for both of the main stories' next big set pieces. But I think that's enough. That's fine. And for what it is worth, even though there is not a lot of, like, action in it, there's a lot of very compelling and well-written dialogue, and it's just cool. I think it's good. I was originally gonna give it a Toby, but I think I'm gonna bump it up to a Duck, actually, because I had a lot of fun with this one.
I'll probably go Toby too. Like, just go Toby, because it's like, yeah, this is really, really good. Really important for the wider story. Just not one of my personal favorites.
Yeah, okay.
I would
What were you gonna
argue that the action comes through the dialogue. That's
that
the
makes
action
sense.
there. And I am very, very biased. I'm gonna be so fucking for real. And I think I'm definitely, like, reading more into it than I think there actually is. Like, I'm absolutely guilty of, like, what quite a lot of people tend to do, which is, you know, make this thing, that thing in the Railway series out to be more than it actually is. But I really love it. I'm gonna give it a Douglas.
Let's go.
Look, it's your ranking. You can do what you want with it.
It's just one of my favorite, like, things, because, like, yeah, there's barely any action, but, like, it's still a compelling story, and it's just real good. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel very SpongeBob and Patrick on roller coaster with mild tump. But, like,
God,
it's some good fucking It's some good shit.
I hate that image because people only use it to be mean about people talking about their hyperfixations.
That's true.
Something I meant to say earlier, like not that I'm trying to rebut what you say or anything, is that this is a very good story as a part of this is a really good story as part of this like story arc that's going on in the last 3 of this book, because it's a very serialized book rather than episodic situations.
Yeah.
But when you're just kind of watching it on its own without either the beginning or the end, it can be just a little bit not bad, but just kind of like it doesn't reach the highs that you get at the first or third parts, Which is why it'd be really weird if you say made a greatest stories collection of Model Thomas episodes and included this story but not Pop Goes the Diesel or A Close Shave. That'd be really weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah, who would ever do that? Yeah. It puts away crack.
Not like we talked about that exact thing at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, no, I think this, honestly, is... I would say it's probably the first time the Rev tries to do something as serialized as this.
Yeah, thinking about it off the top of my head, yeah, I think
we've had stories that take place immediately following the one preceding before, like Leaves taking directly off the rails back in Gordon the Big Engine, and we'll get it later in with Wrong Road and Edward's Exploit in mainline engines. But this is the first time that it's really the parts to a greater, more cohesive story. That I can think of anyway. You could probably say the same shit about James and the bootlace and James and the top hat, or I just got those in the wrong order, and that's how fucking little I think about book 3. And I would tell you that you are probably wrong. Do you think the Rev by that point, it's James the fucking Red Engine? Do you think he was trying to fucking actually construct a cohesive narrative? I don't think so.
He can barely construct a book.
He literally was just trying to construct a book. And I don't think he had that many great machinations on his mind when he was writing this either. But it is still the feeling that I get from the text.
Yeah. So anyway, next time, we're going to be taking a look at A Close Shave and rounding off our coverage of this book. And I'm quite excited for A Close Shave. It's a fun
Love Close Shave.
It's super good.
I think actually Close Shave, this, I would say, okay, this story has some of Audrey's best, dialogue prose, and Close Shave has some of his best action prose.
Yeah, I can't fucking wait to bite into that. But that'll have to be for next time.
It's juicy stuff, yeah.
Juicy stuff.
If you want to be alerted to when that goes up, be sure to subscribe and join our Discord.
And don't forget to like and give a comment. What's your comment today? Give a comment today on did Duck do anything wrong? That was for last week. Who knows? Answer below. Reply below. Engagement bait. Ooh, keys. Look at the keys. Bye. Let's go play Among Us.